Top Hill episode 019.
19,
man. It is, I know, bro. Like,
excited.
The time flying by, y'all. You know, we've been doing this jump for a little while now, man. And I love this shit. I love that shit. Welcome to Top Hill. This is a hip-hop culture podcast, the #1 hip-hop culture podcast / black business podcast. And like we said earlier, we're going to have guests on our show. We're going to have a very special guest coming to you guys later on. Can't wait to introduce this gentleman. It's going to be lit, guys. But yeah, let's get into the show. I'm E-Money Boss, by the way. My bad.
Yeah, you got to introduce yourself to the audience.
I know, bro.
That's my partner, E-Money Boss, and I'm Chad Visionaire. And let's just hop right into it, man.
First things first. Happy Black History Month.
Oh yeah, let's.
You know what I mean?
Let's clap.
Man.
Right now.
And I seen a meme that really just exuberated the way I felt about this month.
Okay.
I am black every day of the year.
Facts.
But this month, I'm going to be the blackest, black motherfucker out here, okay? I will be extra black this month, okay? Why? Because I can. All right.
That's respect, bro.
Yeah, man. So many beautiful things, man. So many beautiful people that we could talk about during Black History Month. But what me and Chad Visionaire decided to do is we wanted to highlight an individual that we felt was important to the culture, that made some kind of influence and impact. I felt that's needed. You know what I mean? So without further ado, you want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
I can go first. Mine is pretty easy. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who this person is, but I happened to come across it today.
Okay.
George Washington Carver.
Okay.
Yeah, the agricultural scientist who invented the plant peanut.
Yeah.
So, of course, he created the peanut butter and numerous of other things. So, I just wanted to shine light on that, man. Because, I mean, who don't like peanut butter?
Right.
So
yeah, George Washington Carver was an amazing man, and so many things about him that people don't know. You know,
I believe peanut is healthy for you, right?
I mean, it's pretty decent. You know, it's a good source of protein and all that. I'm not going to get into the nutritional facts because I'm not the expert. But but he was definitely a pioneer during that time. Like, he was really good friends with Henry Ford, and he actually gave Henry Ford the idea of the power plant, the industrial plant.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so Henry Ford, you know, he's credited not for making the first car, because a black man made the first car, but Henry Ford is actually credited for creating the first power plant, the first plant to mass produce cars. Okay. So when you read the fine print, that's what he's actually known for. He actually named it plant based off of his friend George Washington Carver.
Okay.
So
that's cool, bro.
Little fact there. I decided to, the person that I decided to speak on, I heard this name before recently, and it's more impactful now to me than ever before. If you guys don't know, I recently did an African ancestry DNA test. I just got my results back, and it came back that my mother's woman came from a Djola woman from Guinea-Bissau. And the Djola people are currently residing in Guinea-Bissau, Senegal, and the Gambia, which is in Western Africa. Those people are direct descendants from the Mali Empire. And what the Mali Empire is most known for is they had the richest man on the planet by the name of King MANSA MUSA. King MANSA MUSA ruled for 25 years from the year 1312 to 1337. He's credited for being the richest man to ever walk the planet, with having a net worth of over $400 billion. $400 billion. And for people who really don't understand how much money that is, back then in the 14th century, in 1312, this man had 4 times the wealth of Jeff Bezos.
Wow.
The CEO of Amazon.
Wow.
4 times that man's net worth. Just to put it in perspective of how wealthy this person was. And King Mansa Musa did some amazing things. He annexed the city Timbuktu, which is also known for housing the very first college university in Africa and in that region, Sankore. Mali was known for having the most gold on the planet, also having the most salt, too. Salt was very heavily used in that time because they didn't have refrigerators back then, so they needed salt to preserve things. So salt's value was really high back then. He's also known for making the trip to Mecca. So he walked from Timbuktu in West Africa all the way to Mecca. That's like a 4,000-mile walk. And he just didn't walk by himself. He didn't walk with a couple of people. He walked with tens and thousands of people. Soldiers, servants, women, just a bunch of people. And they were going around passing out gold. Wow. Just passing out wealth. They conquered 24 cities. But yeah, he's also known for building one of the most famous mosques in Western Africa. This man, he was legit a T'Challa. He was legit the first Black Panther, a real Black Panther. You know what I mean? He was just an amazing person, and it's cool to say that, you know, that my ancestors come from him and his empire. So yeah, shout out to King Mansa Musa for being my Black History Month pick.
I wonder if Akon is influenced by him.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. I mean, Akon's from
He's
Senegal.
on his way there, pretty much.
Yeah. Akon, if you guys don't know, signed a deal with the country of Senegal, and they're going to be making Akon City the first cryptocurrency city in Africa. Actually, first cryptocurrency city in the world.
That's insane.
Yeah, man.
I don't think people know how insane that is. That should be, like, everywhere right now. Like,
I mean, they talked about it, but, you know, they're only going to talk about it but so much. You know, it's up to us to really, you know, size that jump for real. And I think once people start seeing the development and everything, it's going to take off. There's a huge, I can see a huge wave of people finally wanting to go back to Africa, and they're doing a lot of good things over there. You know, Ludacris recently just became a dual citizen, him and his whole family. Cardi B talking about going over there, getting a Nigerian citizenship. The Ghana's having the year of return, offering any African people from the diaspora, whether you're in America, Europe, or the Caribbean, to come over and become a citizen. That you can vote in their elections, you can build businesses there.
That sounds like the move, bro.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm
like
already
moved to Africa.
I look. All I know is that I'm planning my next couple of years. My vacation. I do like 3 vacations a year, and next year I'm going to Africa. Like that's.
I think I'm gonna go with you, bro.
Come on, man.
I've been thinking about it.
Let's go, man. And another cool thing too. I'm excited about this. This is a rumor, but there's a possibility that Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan are going to be doing a movie based on Mansa Musa's life. And, I mean, everybody knows the duo that Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan did. I mean, from Fruitvale Station to Creed to Black Panther, those two make great movies. And I would love to see them get together and do a Mansa Musa movie. That would be lit. But yeah, man, that's our intro. Now let's get into the music.
Yes, my favorite part of the podcast.
Before we get into the music,
rest in peace to Jay Scott. He's a member of the ASAP Mob. Mm-hmm. If y'all not familiar, ASAP Mob is just not a music collective, but they're also a creative collective. They have their hands on a lot of stuff that I feel like they don't get enough credit for. Mm-hmm. When it comes to like your music videos or even designing, like interior designing, pretty much. Like they do a lot of shit. So Jay Scott is ASAP Mob. He started off as their DJ, pretty much, and he just made connections, just like everybody in the ASAP Mob. Because everybody in the ASAP Mob, they just don't do one thing; they do multiple things. So Jay Scott, he got his hands on, designing and starting the Cozy Boy parties. He was going on tour. He actually came to DC, and I seen him at DC at shout out to Big Chief. Actually, Big Chief just closed down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Last week, yeah. So yeah, shout out to Big Chief. But Cozy Boys did their DJ set there, and it was insane, bro. Like That one was for the books. Like, everybody was talking about, like, it was lit in there. It was like a concert.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be a club scene, but it was a real, like, concert. Like,
wow.
people mosh pitting and stuff like that. So,
wow.
Yeah, man, like, he really had his hands on a lot of stuff. And I know the crew is real hurt right now. They lost Yams. Yeah, and now Jay Scott, like...
I mean, dealing with Rocky going to jail, too. I mean,
yeah, that, too. Like, they're going through a lot. For real, I just look at it as, like, they're just doing really big things. And I hate to say it, but when you're doing big things, unfortunate things happen to good people. Yeah. So, shout out to Jay Scott, man.
I believe that they're strong enough to get through all of that. You know what I mean? I believe that Rocky is a good leader, and I think their family bond is strong enough that they can get through this. So, shout out to the ASAP Mob. Going into the comments real quick, shout out to Miss America. She said, what happened to MANSA MUSA? The truth is nobody really knows. There's a lot of different sources. Some people say that he passed away right after his 25-year run as the king. There's a discrepancy on when he actually passed away. Some people say it was right after his legacy. Basically, what happened after the Mali Empire, they were so rich, and everybody found out how wealthy they were. They made a lot of enemies, and a lot of people sought after their gold. So, you know, it's hard to lose $400 billion. It took a while. But basically what happened was the Europeans, they were going through the Black Plague at the time. They were going through famine. Europe was ghetto as hell, y'all. Let's be honest. Europe was really trifling at that time, and they were seeking a way to regain their wealth and power back, and they created this atlas in 1375, and it showed King Mansa Musa and his empire and how much wealth he had. So it made all the Europeans want to come to Africa and steal their gold. This is where the premise of the Atlantic slave trade happened. The Portuguese found out about the Mali Empire. They came down. They tried to conquer it. They lost. But after the Portuguese, you had the Spaniards, the French. They just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. And then eventually slavery happened. And that's pretty much what happened, to that empire. So, all right, to the music. We had a lot of music drop this week. I mean, it was
dry last week, pretty much. For projects. So.
Yeah, it was definitely dry when it comes to the albums, but this week, I was pleasantly surprised. You know, my appetite was settled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was cool.
It was cool. So we're gonna talk about 3 projects, man. We're gonna talk about, to me, the top 3 projects that dropped this week. Sound good to you?
Yep.
Yo Gotti, Untrapped.
I liked it.
Can we bring up the track list?
Yeah, I got it.
I mean, honestly, there's only one song on there that really slapped to me. Like, I don't know what else is going on.
I want to say all that. There was a lot of songs that slapped, but to be honest, it was a lot of his old shit too, like Pose and I can't think of the names. I know Pose was one of them. With Meg Thee Stallion and Uzi.
Yeah. And then, he got the new joint on there, Ho.
Yeah, that's a banger.
Fuckboy record, I fuck with it.
Definitely.
Or all the toxic niggas out there.
There's another one on there. I think it's the one featuring Lil Baby. Put a date on it. Then he had another hit song on there. I think it was Weeknd featuring Moneybagg Yo. Yeah, that was a banger. But I thought it was cool. Yeah, it just had bangers. Yo Gotti to me, I don't know. Like I never was a Yo Gotti fan. Like I respect. He from Memphis, right? Yeah. I respect his style and stuff, but I never really listened to a Yo Gotti project. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. So when you sent this to me, I was like, all right, let me give it a try. He doesn't bring nothing new to me, to be honest. It's just good filler songs. Like there's songs here and there that I will put it on my playlist, but I don't think I'll go back and listen to it fully. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
This project is a roller coaster, man. Like that's the best way I could describe it because you get your up and downs with this one. Like it's not a consistent, cohesive project at all. Like I mean, I might be prejudging it, but I think it's from a lot of the songs that are dated. We heard a lot of these tracks before, and they didn't really stick the way I guess they wanted them to. I mean, we have Pose on here twice. You got Pose with Meg Thee Stallion on here. I mean, they literally have it on here twice, so I was confused about that. But yeah, man, there's one record on here that is worth mentioning, in my opinion. More Ready Than Ever, man.
Okay,
Track number 4,
yeah,
dog.
that was a banger.
That song right there, that is one of my favorite songs that have came out this year so far. Like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not the biggest Yo Gotti fan. I respect him as, you know, an individual person. Like, I mean, how he moves and stuff like that. And he's well respected in the streets. But More Ready Than Ever, man, that track right there is such a motivational song right there. I just felt like I could do anything, man, after listening to that track. Yeah. Honestly, it's just the sample that he used for that, his flow, his rhyme, what he was speaking of. Like,
but you love songs like that got more meaning and substance. I can see why you really like that.
Yeah, it resonated with me. Like, it's something that I can listen to and be like, okay, I can take something from this project and listen to it and apply it to my actual life. Right. You know what I mean? So.
Now that you said that, now I remember the next song, number 5. Okay. Like That, featuring A Boogie and Ty Dolla Sign. That is a really good song. I think that could be, radio-wise, that's a really good song.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the song that Yo Gotti was singing on? There was a song.
I don't remember him singing on this.
I deleted it from my brain, but Yo Gotti tried some singing shit, and that shit fucking sounded horrible.
Nah, he didn't sing on this.
Okay, he sung on one of these songs. I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
A Boogie did his thing on a hook, and then I think they dropped the beat. I can't remember. I only listened to it once, but Ty Dolla Sign ended it. I was like, oh shit, that was like the topping on the cake. So I remember that song. But other than that, it's not really memorable to me. Like I said, it's just songs I could pick here and there that I would take it out and put it on my playlist. As an overall project, I'm not probably going to go back to it. Yeah. That's just my personal opinion.
I agree with that. Like you said, you can take Pose and Ho and throw it on the hype playlist.
And you know me, it's not creative enough for me. I guess I do love people for who they are and what they do, but you know, reinvent yourself. I feel like that makes you a great artist. And I ain't gonna lie, don't get me wrong, I love trap music. Like, that's my go-to a lot. But for some reason, I'm starting to get tired of the trap theme. Like, is everybody gonna do a trap theme album? Like, let's switch it up a little bit.
I mean, but some people deserve to do it. I mean, Yo Gotti is one of those people cemented in trap music, though.
Yeah, let's switch it up, man. You're not. To me, it's just like, you're not in that lifestyle no more. I mean, you shouldn't be. Like, you're making pretty good money if you're doing this music thing. So,
I mean, I don't know.
That's why I appreciate somebody like Jay-Z, because he was about that life. But you could tell that he kept growing as an artist. Like, he started experiencing more. Like, he took you on his journey. And I feel like more artists should do that. So, I ain't gonna get into that. But go ahead.
Like I said, More Ready Than Ever is a 10 out of 10. That song right there, track 4.
Yeah. Number 5. I love number 5. Chat, like that.
So listen to those 2 songs and get out of there. It's like that. All right, next up. KeyGlock.
Banger.
Yellow Tape.
Banger.
Yo. A Young.
Banger, bro. That's one of my favorite young artists right now. He's only... I believe he's only 21. He just turned 21. Man, I love it. That project he did with Young Dolph, still bumping that. Like, their whole style and flow, it's just addicting to listen to. Like, I could listen to it all day. Like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And they just make shit sound so cool. So, when I listen to this KeyGlock, like, I listened to this like 3 times back to back. So, it came all strong.
It did.
1997,
bro,
I was like, this joint gonna be a banger.
One thing
off the first song.
What me and Chad can agree on is when your first song sets the tone to your album.
Oh yeah, you locked in.
Yeah, you locked in. Like, you got my attention. And
the first song important.
Yeah, it's very important because it makes me want to listen to the rest of it. So 1977 was one of those tracks, man, that's just like, I got you.
Right.
Now hang on for this ride. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then the follow up with Doe. I thought that was such a dope. What's the word I'm looking for? Something to pay tribute to Dr. Dre and Snoop. You know, they really did pay a really good tribute to the West Coast, to Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg with sampling their song. And they did a phenomenal job with that. Another thing too, whoever KeyGlock's engineered or producer was for this project, they get the GOAT for this shit because they really, man.
They work with the same people, him and Young Dolph. I believe they're family members too. I think they're cousins.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're both from Memphis, so they
really?
work with the same people. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's dope, man. Like this song, this whole project doesn't feel forced. It feels organic. It sounds good.
It's just him.
It's cohesive. Yeah. It's everything that you want. Like you can play it from start to finish and just have a good time. Like I was bumping this on the way to work, and you know I'm not a trap nigga at all.
But definitely good car music.
Oh yeah, it's great car music.
Roll your windows down, play that shit.
We were playing this joint on the way to the party this weekend, man. This joint was
that joint had this because we was listening to music. I was in the zone, but I was chilling, and then when you put this on, I was like.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm like, yeah, we almost there, Chad. I got to turn it up a little bit. Man, you know what I mean? So, there's a lot of standalone tracks. Honestly, every single song on here is worth mentioning. Honestly, but one track that really stood out to me was "Big Boy." Obviously, like, come on, bro. Like,
it was like that, bro.
"Big Boy" is so hard, bro, and you know, represent for the big boy. You know what I mean? That's like my anthem right now. You know what I mean?
The next song too, "Flyest, Highest, Coolest, Smoothest." Like.
That's a dope title. That's
dope.
Dope.
That's dope title.
Yeah. Mr. Glock was a dope one as well too. This is a good album, y'all. This is just all around a good project. Shout out to KeyGlock, man.
Shout out to Memphis. That sound like y'all doing it, man. I'm excited for Memphis. Him, Young Dolph, Block Boy JB. Block Boy JB need to come out with something.
You said Yo Gotti?
Nah. Shout out to he a legend for real. Shout out to Yo Gotti. But yeah.
All right, man. You ready for this next one?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I've been ready for this. I've been waiting.
Drum roll, please. Oh wait, we got some comments.
All right,
all right, man. All right, so. All right. My man Austin Toes, shout out Austin Toes. He was our guest last week. He said he can't wait to hear thoughts on Wayne's album. Coming soon, brother. Let's see. Wiz Khalifa did the same as Jay-Z in that sense. Shout out Drop Top Neek. She said a hell of a life. Faxed off, my man. I'm gonna listen to the KeyGlock channel. Yeah,
listen to that.
Yeah, you'll definitely, if you like Young Dolph, I mean, you're gonna love it.
Top Hill recommends it, and you won't be disappointed.
Definitely won't be.
Come back for our taste in music. We're gonna get you right.
All right, guys, we gotta talk about. I will damn near say probably the most anticipated album probably this week.
Okay.
Maybe even.
I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know he was coming out with an album. It was out of nowhere for me.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about it.
Well, I heard about it the week prior, but we're talking about the legendary.
Yeah.
One of the best rappers ever to grace the planet Earth, Lil Wayne.
He's still top 5.
Top 5. I mean, top 3. He might be top, bro. Like, when it comes to the end, like from the start of his career to the end of his career where he is at now, man, I don't know that many people with the longevity as a Lil Wayne. People forget this man started rapping when he was 13 years old. And he was killing it then killing it as a teenager. Then he came up with the Carters. Then all the droughts and the mixtapes. And then he created Young Money. He gave us Drake and Nicki.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who else? I mean, he was the first person really to be a successful artist CEO.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A successful one. And, bro, like, this hands down, like, another round of applause to Lil Wayne, man. First and foremost. Lil Wayne dropped an album called Funeral. It's a pretty long project. It's 22 tracks long.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to this album about 3 times.
Let's be honest.
I am going to be honest.
Let's get into it, Imani.
When I first listened to it, we were just talking about how intros are important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Funeral. The first song is Funeral. That didn't do it for me. It didn't make me want to listen to the album any further.
Okay.
But track number 2.
Okay.
Mahogany. Track number 2 is called Mahogany, and if you like 6 foot, 7 foot, if you like a Millie, this is the sequel, or I guess the trilogy to that. Like you could definitely tell the resemblance within those tracks. You know what I mean? Lil Wayne snapped on that junk. He snapped. He still proved that he is a lyrical genius. When it comes to wordplay, this man is a match, bro. I don't know that many people that can rap like that. You know what I mean? As long as he's been doing it. You know what I mean? Like, some people, they'll give you their hardest bars and they'll go as hard as they want. Mm-hmm. But to go on, like, Lil Wayne has been rapping for 2 decades, man. Mm-hmm. And he's still giving you music like Mahogany. And then Mamma Mia, dog. Like, those 2 jumps right there made me like, okay, all right, I'll strap in. But I will say that this is one of those albums that grow better with time. Like, it's not one of those things that Lil Wayne is not an artist anymore that you can just listen to on the first listen and be like, okay, that's it. You got to really listen to what this man is saying, because he is a genius when it comes to words. Okay. So because Lil Wayne is a legend, I gave him the respect of listening to it more than one time, and now I understand the project a lot more. My only criticism about this album is that it should have ended at track 15. That is it. You know what I mean? Because, Lil Wayne also comes from the era. You drop a lot of music because you're not coming out as frequent. You know what I mean? Like, we weren't as music hungry as we are now. Like, if an artist doesn't drop a project in 2 years, we think that they died and gone away somewhere. You know what I mean? But, he comes from that era where he drops a lot of music, and that's what he wants to do, and that's what he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. But me personally, if he wanted to fit in with the times, if he wanted to do that, you know what I mean? He probably don't give a fuck. But if he wanted to do that, I feel like he should have stopped this album at track 15, and this album probably would have been more highly praised, my opinion.
Wow, I was expecting that. I gotta keep it real, yo. Lil Wayne, shout out to Lil Wayne. He is definitely one of the GOATs. He's definitely still in my top 5. I want to make that very clear. I don't want to seem like I'm disrespecting the man, but this is trash. I'm going to just put it that way. This is trash, and this is his worst project I ever heard from him. And from the first song, from the second song, I stopped at number 7. I couldn't do it no more. It sonically was not pleasing to the ears, bro. Like, I gotta just keep it all the way straight up real. Like,
Chad,
I respect. Listen. I respect his bars, his wordplay.
Did you not like Mahogany?
I really didn't, bro.
Oh my God.
It wasn't that good, bro.
Oh my God.
I compare this album with Eminem's album. They both. They lost it, bro. The legends lost it. They need.
Whoa.
And
be careful with your words.
Listen.
Be careful with your words.
Nah, they lost it because I just recently I just watched what's that show on YouTube with Nori, Drink Champs, and they had Lil Wayne on there, and I knew it already, but they was asking me a few questions, and one of the questions that stood out to me was. They was just like, do you know TDE and TDE
and quality control?
Yeah, and he was just like, I don't know who those guys. He thought 21 Savage was a group.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He offended 21 Savage. Thought it was a boy band or some shit like that. But he really don't know what's going on in the culture, and it shows through his music. Like, you're not. If you're a good artist, I hate to keep bringing. I'm not trying to be on Jay-Z's jock, whatever. I'm gonna lay out Kanye too and Drake. They keep up with music and they implement it. It just shows like with Lil Wayne, he just he's not up to par with culture, and he's stuck in this 2007, 2008 era, and it showed in this project with the beat selections, the way he was rapping, and that's it. Like, I gotta keep it all the way 100. Now, I respect where he's coming from because I watched the whole thing on Drake Champs. I get where he's coming from. Like you were saying, he's been in it for 2 decades. So I respect that. Like, another thing that stuck out to me was Nori said, pretty much Lil Wayne is the Michael Jackson of hip-hop. Yeah. I agree with that because the man, like you said, he's been doing this since 13. If you think about it, like, he just been dropping project from building people up. Like, so it makes sense. But, so I do respect where he's coming from, but at the same time, you got to keep up with culture. That's just me personally. That's what I feel like. If you want to be the best musician, if you want to keep being relevant, keep being at top, like Jay-Z's name is still being put at the top of the list. People are saying he's the greatest of all time. I mean, it makes sense because he's still dropping projects like 444 and what's the other one he just recently dropped? Magna Carta, that was a recent one. But yeah, man, like when Jay-Z dropping projects like that and you dropping something like Funeral, like, no, it doesn't compare. So, but shout out to Lil Wayne, he's still the GOAT. But
okay.
This is trash.
All right. I had enough.
Trash.
I had enough. I'll let Chad get his voice out. First, I'm gonna read the comments. I'm gonna read the comments.
It's trash.
And then I'm gonna respond to your blasphemy. Okay. Austin Tolles, shout out Austin, said Wayne is the GOAT. Nobody has his track record. Shout out to Jay the Rock .90. He said he's consistent, always giving good content. Even the Rock album was legit. Shout out to Miss America and Voices in a Punk's Head. They mentioned, have y'all seen The Masked Singer? Yeah, shout out to Lil Wayne. He was actually on The Masked Singer. They premiered it after the Super Bowl. He was the robot costume, and he was singing at The Masked Singer, man. And he was the first person to get kicked off, but it's still dope to see, Lil Wayne there, you know what I mean? And to have him coming out doing things that we're not used to seeing him do. So shout out Lil Wayne for doing that. Let's see. Austin said Wayne go hard on accident. That's a fact. Mahogany with fire. Let's see. And then Austin said Chad only liked the Carter 2. Hey,
Carter 2
right.
was like that though, right?
Carter 2 was fire, okay? It was.
And Carter, I thought say Carter 3 is like that, but
okay.
That's where it stops for me.
Quick flex from Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne also sold more records than Elvis Presley. Just want to throw that flex out there. That was kind of dope.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway,
it's still a trash album.
All right. I'm not going to sit here and let you just say that Funeral was trash, because it was not trash. It may not. You may not have liked it because you want Lil Wayne to reinvent himself and sound differently.
Needs to evolve.
You want him to. You expect Lil Wayne to be like these other artists. Lil Wayne is not like any other artist that we have ever seen. Okay, this man has given us so much of himself and has rapped like nobody else could. This man has sit here and wrote 10,000 verses that he has not released yet.
Let me ask you a question though. Is Lil Wayne an artist?
Of course he's an artist.
Okay, any pure artist, you could be a good rapper, and we always have this conversation. You could be the most dope rapper, and I'll put Cassidy, and who else is a really good rapper that doesn't really put out good projects?
No, fuck all that.
Listen. If you're a pure artist, you're always influenced by something. And I'm not trying to say you need to be like other artists. I'm not saying that at all. But when you're an artist, you got to reinvent yourself. You can't stay stuck in the same spot. You always have to change. You always got to switch up. Or I'm going to keep it 100. Like, you might like this album, but they're not going to when Lil Wayne dies, they're not going to refer back to this album. They're not going to talk about this at all. I know that. I feel like that's a fact. They're going to talk about the Carters. They're going to talk about the droughts. They're going to talk about the dedications. This ain't going to be in the conversation. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by it's trash. It might be all right, but it's trash compared to his other work. That's what I'm saying. His earlier work is just so much better. But I give him that lane to where he's still the GOAT. So I'm not disrespecting him because he's still in my top 5.
You low key are though. Like, okay, you can't say this album is trash because it's not. Because we heard trash ass album before. This is not a trash album, so you can't just say this album is trash. A trash ass album does not have Mahogany, Mamma Mia. It does not have records like With the Dreams, Silencers on here. That joint with fire, bro.
Hear about this? All right, I'll do this. I'll take another listen. I'm not gonna be closed-minded.
Did you only listen to this one time?
I stopped at number 7.
Okay, so you didn't even listen to that whole album.
Yeah, I couldn't take it no more.
Oh my god.
I usually don't do that. I usually give somebody like a legend like him chances, but
no, you have to. You have no choice.
Like it was hard. It was hard. Lil
Wayne has, bro. Come on, you got to give Lil Wayne the respect that he deserves. First of all, by listening to this project all the way through, and second of all, man, bro, listen to what he's saying on Mahogany, bro. Like the wordplay is crazy, dog. Like not many rappers could do this to this day. And to go to your point about him not being in tune with the culture right now, Lil Wayne made a decision. After that, he was the top dog. He was considered the best rapper alive. He said it, then he solidified it, then he solidified it again. And then he created the greatest, probably then the greatest rap group of all time with Young Money. And then birthed a Drake and Nicki and decided, you know what? I have rap. I have so much music because his work ethic is on a whole nother level too. I get that twisted as well too. His work ethic and the time that he spends in the studio and the amount of projects that he can put out. Lil Wayne could literally probably release an album every year for like the next 100 years. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like he has that much music just stored up, just sitting there. So, and then when you go through the situation that he went through, where he couldn't release an album for 6 years.
Yeah, that would do it to you.
You know what I mean? Like you had somebody that you trusted in Birdman Baby, and then you couldn't release your own. You know what I mean? Like all the stuff that Lil Wayne was able to do and create and do for people, and then he wasn't able to put out projects. So I think this is just him just getting all of his shit out. Like the Carter 5 was lengthy too. You know what I mean? But and that sounded dated as well too. But he wanted that album out because he wanted to. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He wanted this album out because he wanted to. Lil Wayne hasn't wrote a new bar in years. All the stuff that we are hearing are all old lyrics. Okay. He made that clear in Drink Champs. He said, "I did everything. You know what I mean? I wrote everything I wanted to write. If I decide, like he hasn't decided that he was going to make or rap new lyrics yet." And if he did decide to do that, the game's in trouble. And I'm going to say that. Okay. Also, I want to salute Lil Wayne for his tribute to Kobe Bryant, which was really subtle, but definitely is worth mentioning. Lil Wayne's a huge Los Angeles Lakers fan. He was also a good friend to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, made a song, Kobe Bryant. That's still a banger. Man. That's a banger.
Track number 8. That's another thing. Track number 8. Yeah, light her up for Lil Wayne, man. Right. Track number 8 is called Bling James. He referenced, the Black Mamba on this track. And at the end of the track, he did a 24-second silence. Moment of silence at the end of the track. At first, I didn't know what was going on at first. I was like, is my phone working? but then when I realized it was 24 seconds of silence and everything, I was like, oh, he did that. And then, of course, it came out that that's why he did it. So shout out to Lil Wayne for paying respects to Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. Kobe. Yeah, we all miss you, man.
Sure.
Chad, I can't go any further with you with this thing. You kind of blew me with your disrespect with Lil Wayne. But, it is what it is. You are entitled to your opinion and what you believe and everything like that. But
I just got to keep it real, bro.
Or you can give it another listen. But,
another listen. I think I'm going to still feel the same way.
All right, man. So we got to give our top album of this week. First of all, which one of these 3 projects are you feeling the most?
Definitely KeyGlock.
Yeah. This is a tough one for me, man. This is really tough. Out of these 3 projects, I mean, I can say that I can go to KeyGlock's album and just listen to every single track and play it, put it in shuffle mode and whatever, and I can listen to every single song and enjoy it. This is a hip hop culture podcast that focuses on albums. So I'm focusing on the album as a whole, and I will have to give it to KeyGlock as well too, for having, to me, the top album out right now. Lil Wayne is still right there. I mean, he's still going to do incredible numbers with this project. People still love it. I still love a lot of tracks on this record.
I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing the total opposite. I've seen a lot of people say they hate it.
Well, I'm seeing the polar opposite of that. I mean, a lot of people say they love it. So I mean, it's opinion based, because you're always going to have the people who want old Wayne, and they don't, and they're going to have people who want a new version of Wayne. You know what I mean? So Wayne is going to do what Wayne wants to do. Like he already said, fuck the world and what you all want me to do. I'm going to spend time with my family, skateboard, watch Drink Champs, and I'm gonna drop a project that I made 5 years ago, and that's what the fuck I want to do. And he's gonna make millions of dollars on this, and he's gonna be good. You know what I mean? So shout out to Lil Wayne. You deserve it. You worked hard enough. You can do whatever the fuck you want, and I appreciate you. So
I'll give him that.
But yeah. All right, guys. That's gonna do it for part 1.
Yes. Now we gotta go into part 2, man. Bring in our guests.
We gotta bring in our very special guest. So make sure you guys tune in to the second half of Top Hill episode 8.
I'm interested in hear what our guest got to say.
Bring them in. We'll be right back, guys.
Baby.
All right, we live. Top
niggas. I mean, excuse me. I didn't mean to say that.
Top Black History Month.
Yes. Top, my beautiful black, white, yellow, purple. Okay, I'm going too far. Yeah, shout out to all my people. Top. Let's get it, man.
Okay. Wait for that shit to end. All right. Part 2, episode 19. I go by E-Money Boss.
And I'm the Visionaire. Chad Visionaire. They know who I am, man. It's Chad Visionaire.
Nobody know you, bro. Sorry, no. All right, y'all. This is the second half of Top Hill episode 19. And we have a very, very special guest about to come on the show and grace our studio real quick. This man is a singer, songwriter, producer, upcoming talent in the DMV area. This man goes by the name of Mr. LowkyLonely. Hey, welcome. Let's go. What's good, bro? Doing good, man. Doing good. Okay. Welcome to Top Hill.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
Hey, man.
I'm blessed. I'm honored.
Hey, man. It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. We're real organic on this show, man. And I'll one thing say about you. First impressions are very important, and we just met you, man. But I can already tell by your energy and who you are as a person. You're a good man,
thank you.
And we appreciate you, man. Your professionalism, and yeah, man, we're very excited to see what you got for us, man. With this music that you got coming out, man. So.
Yeah, me too, man. I can't wait to drop it. Like, I've been waiting so long to just put out something. This is my debut album, so.
Okay.
My baby, bro.
Yeah,
man. So much.
The first one's always the most special, you know. Yeah, what I mean?
I'm putting the most work into it too, so I'm definitely proud of what I did.
That's good,
awesome,
man. That's dope.
How long do you say that you were working on this project?
Well, the crazy thing is, I kind of wrote it in like 3 days.
Wow.
Like, you can ask like the people that's like closest to me, like. Like, for example, like Antflow Music, that's my guy.
Shout out Antflow.
Shout out to
That's
Antflow.
my guy, bro. And because we go back and forth, just like accountability partners type.
Okay.
And so I texted him, I'm like, yo, you gotta hear this song. And I was like, yo, I'm about to put out an album. I was like, yo, I got the 3rd song done, like next day. Like, yo, the 4th song done. Like, cause I kind of went through a little something, and I was feeling down, and then it just all came out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
that's beautiful, man.
It's beautiful, man. Yeah, when you got music that comes from an organic space, man, that's real, man. So many people want to make music that I want to make music for what I think people want to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like,
fuck that.
We want to hear what you really got to say, something real, and then, you know, we take what we can relate to it.
It makes the best music.
It does, man.
Hands down.
So what's the name of this project, man? What's
the name of the project is No Love Lost, because the only thing I lost for that person is love. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's dope,
No
man.
Love Lost, man, yeah.
And what's the single called, man?
The single is I Don't Mind, featuring my guy Austin Toes.
Shout out Austin Toes.
My guy Austin Toes.
That's the one we just listened to, right?
Yeah, he was here last week.
That was
You know what
dope.
I'm saying? That's my dog too, man. Shout out Austin Toes.
Y'all both killed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really appreciate you for letting us listen to it, man. I'm excited, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that joint right there.
Yeah, we just got a taste of it because you said it wasn't finished.
Yeah, it's not finished yet.
So
Soon,
it sounded good.
Definitely soon.
Finished.
All right, man. So when can we expect this first project to come out? Your baby to be released, man.
Valentine's Day. I feel like it's only right.
Right, man. Okay.
I feel like it's only right. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of people might think I might come with some like, oh, I'm so in love, you know, type of game. But no, it's completely different.
Okay. I gotta say something. I did my homework on you. I was looking through your Instagram and I noticed you did a couple of freestyles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro.
Yo, you're really talented in that, bro. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, that's all off the head, or is that pre-written?
Some of them, I want to really target an audience or get a message through. So I'll sit down and I'll write like a couple lines. Some of them are old verses, so that I really just want to get out to the culture. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the times, I really just kind of sit there and just hit record and then let the shit come out. Like,
it's dope, man. I could definitely tell it comes from a real place when you just spit it, man. And then I got the chance to check out one of your performances at Ozio's. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that shit was scary. That was my first time like singing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I sung a song I wrote a long time ago, and it was fucking with it, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I can tell, bro.
Like,
and Ozio's a good spot to perform.
Yeah.
So.
Shout out to Pure Poetry too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Oh, Pure Poetry. I
heard
about. Oh, yeah, that's a great platform.
I'm gonna be there on Wednesday too.
Okay.
As well. So the album. So.
Keep definitely performing there. Like,
hell yeah.
They're gonna bring you up.
Yeah, shout out to Orville too, the poet, man.
Okay.
Orville, he amazing.
I bet, man. Hit us up, man. Let us know when you got some shows.
Definitely.
Check you out, man.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Oh man. So
let me ask you another question. It's probably a cliche question, but I always love to ask artists like, what influenced you to make music? Like, is it an artist that you like? Is it something? Maybe it was you listen to music all your life. What is it? Like, what motivates you to create songs or makes you want to be a music artist? Because I feel like that's important as an artist. Like, you don't know what you're doing it for. Like, what are you doing? You just doing it for the money? And if you're just doing it for the money, I don't have respect for people like that. I feel like a lot of people don't.
Me neither. Well, to answer your first question, what influenced me to make music was the fact that I have been listening to music my whole life. What's funny is, when I was a kid, right? The first album I ever heard in my fucking life. I'm sitting in my dad's house. I'm in my room. I'm playing the game. Of course, I'm playing on my leg because I'm a big Lakers fan, bro. You know,
Okay.
That shit hurt like a bitch.
Kobe.
Man, what the fuck? Like, shit was wild. That's a whole nother subject. But I'm sitting there. I'm playing the game. My dad walks in with an iPod. Like, yo, listen to this shit. I listen to it. The only thing that's on there is Carter 3.
Wow.
First album I ever heard in my fucking life.
Wow.
Ever heard in my life was a Carter 3.
That's why your favorite Carter, dude. I already know.
It's not?
It's not. My favorite Carter is 2. It's 2. I'm not gonna lie. It's right there.
My bad.
It's right there.
It's cool.
But like you
It's
got
right
oh no. What was it? Was it oh no?
Yeah.
Oh no. Then it was Lock and Loaded. Come on, bro.
It's a lot.
It's on Receipt.
Yes.
Bro, come on.
And you didn't even mention the biggest bang. I mean, you got Fireman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Shooters.
Dope Boy was on there.
Yeah.
That shit was wild.
Hustler Music.
Yeah, Hustler Music, bro.
Yeah, the Carter 2 was special, man. And I would keep saying this to Chad, because me and Chad had this conversation all the time about which was the better Carter, the Carter 2 or the Carter 3.
I don't know,
and it's really hard to do because it's opinion based, right?
Yeah, it is.
But the Carter 2, I felt like an album for the streets, you know what I mean? That was Lil Wayne saying, I'm the best rapper alive.
And he was hungry.
Yeah. He was very
That's what I
hungry.
like about it.
It was hungry.
That was Hungry Wayne.
He wanted to smash it.
Right.
Like,
the Carter 3 was more so like, I am that nigga.
Yeah.
This is my shit.
Yeah.
Welcome to hip hop
world,
nigga.
Wayne's world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like with that kind of persona, and then how he was able to push that album on a global scale, you know what I mean, was the first time that he went platinum in a week. That shit was never done before, bro. A hip hop artist by the name of Lil Wayne.
Fucking ridiculous.
Platinum in a week, bro.
The fact that he just shot a milli. I'm walking off the tour bus.
One of the
That's
best.
still one of my favorite videos.
One of my favorites, bro.
I put my fucking white beater on, you know what I'm saying? They handed me shit. Like, it was just wild. Like, it was just a little tiny glimpse of fucking big bug eye shade Wayne, chapstick Wayne. Like, that shit was just lit, bro.
It was
but,
lit.
The reason why I make music, though, to answer your second question, it's I feel like it's a real cultural divide between like older people trying to get this message to us that life means more than what my generation think it means. You know what I'm saying? They think that we think life don't mean shit, but it's more so like I feel like it's just like a rebel cause of freedom. Like I feel like our kids are gonna be the freest kids ever. You know what I'm saying? I just want to project that freedom on like the biggest scale, like bro, just be your fucking self.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what it is. Like,
That's fine, man.
Like I'm coming from a place where all they make is trap music. You know what I'm saying? And I'm putting out this little Juice WRLD, Tame Impala produced sounding album. You know what I'm saying? Like just be yourself, bro. That's my biggest thing. Anything that you fear, conquer it. You know what I'm saying? Not conquer and divide.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Conquer your own personal fears. And then inspire those to do the same. So,
man, I respect
really
that.
To be honest,
I'm glad you said that too, man, because it does seem like every generation kind of had its moment of you have to do this way to be successful, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you have to go to school and get a degree and then you'll make money, or you gotta do this, or you can't make money doing that. And it was so much fear in being creative and doing things, and it really sheltered a lot of people from not being themselves. And you know, and I think that's where, you know, a lot of people, you can get depressed from that. You can, you know, it's just a lot of things. You know, not everybody's designed to be a doctor or a lawyer or you know what I mean. Like, it's okay to make good music, or you know, if I don't know what else you want to do. If you want to paint, you know what I mean, just be the best fucking painter that you. You know what I mean? Like it's okay.
It's okay to do what the fuck you want.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying,
it's just annoying. I'm just glad you tackled that because this is like, it's annoying, especially like I feel like I'm still younger, but I hate when an older guy just be like, young blood, like your music's not as good as our music. And I'm like, come on, bro, like. I can name plenty of artists that can outshine your artists, like,
and that are way more expressive.
Yeah, they're way more expressive. Like, just because we don't do how we don't do the same things y'all do, don't discredit us. Right. So I'm glad you brought up what you said, because I don't ever want to get to the age when I'm older and I'm discrediting the younger generation. Exactly. I'm glad you point that out. I just want to influence the next generation so they could be more freer than I was.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Do you mind, how old are you?
I'm 21.
You 21? Okay. Yeah, so you know, you a young kid, man, and like you said, you want to express that to the next generation coming up, that yo, I'm this guy, I'm free, I can do everything I want to do, and now I'm giving you this freedom to do the same thing. You know what I mean? I think that's dope to pass down, man. And yeah, man, we need more people like that.
That's the only thing that's gonna break barriers is freedom, bro. I had to learn that we gotta let go of these bonds.
And a lot
traditions.
man. Cause a lot of our people, you know what I mean, we for the longest time, you know, we were trapped. You know, we only been truly free for about 50 years. You know what I mean? After the civil rights movement and everything like that, you know, we were told where we were supposed to live by being redlined. We were told we can't go to certain schools, we can't drink from certain water fountains, we can't go to certain jobs. So our generation, that's 50 years ago, that's our grandparents. You know what I mean? Like, that's not far off. You know what I mean? They're still alive.
Exactly.
So they're, you know, have a certain aspect on what life is and what life's supposed to be. They instilled that into their kids, and now their kids are telling us, you know, our age, and like, okay, this, and then now we're finally breaking that mold. It's like, oh, I can really be who I want to be and make money and be, or just be happy.
And just be happy.
Yeah, man. Like, it just be happy, bro. That's dope, man. That's fucking dope. So you heard our first segment, right? About the albums that came out and everything like that. Have you had a chance to listen to any of these new projects coming out?
I heard Wayne's.
You heard
I didn't
Wayne's?
hear KeyGlock's. I haven't really listened to KeyGlock before. I heard a couple songs from him. That nigga be cranking.
Yeah.
I heard snippets of him and Dolph's album on Instagram. When they was doing the promo, the little uncle shit. That shit was shit. Yeah, I saw that, and when he was smashing his car and shit, that shit was funny. But I didn't really listen to him. And who was the other one? Yo Gotti? Yeah, I'm not.
What do you think of the Wayne album though?
The Wayne joint, bruh. That joint was subpar torch. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like I'm gonna keep it a bean, bro. Wayne is my favorite artist like ever. Mm-hmm. But that joint was subpar torch, bro. Yeah. Okay. Like it was exactly what you said. I felt like it was outdated, but at the same time, me being a Wayne fan, I just put my head into that pocket of time, and then I was like, this shit is torch. Yeah. But for it to be like right now, yeah, I was like, the Lil Twist song was good until Lil Twist got on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even gonna hold it. And no disrespect, I'm not gonna lie, but Wayne was, bruh, Wayne was fucking.
It was crazy. That's track number 16. That's why I said it should have stopped at 15.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, bro, Wayne was killing that jump. Then Mamma Mia, and then Mahogany, bro. I was like, Slim. This nigga, bro.
I felt he should have just opened the album up with that. If he would have just opened up just snapping like that, people would be like, oh shit, okay. You know what I mean? But that first track did not do it for me.
I felt like the first track was put there to tell you like rewind your mind back a little bit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like if this is gonna be the sound, like if this is the first sound you hear, then accept that and then move along. You know what I'm saying? So then when you hear something that does kind of sound a date, you like, what the fuck is this? And then when you hear the old shit, you like, okay, I know what that is.
Cause I did like that one song he did with Lil Baby.
I did not like that.
That's the one I like.
With Lil Baby and Big Sean?
I thought that was alright.
I didn't like it actually. I thought the hook was just so corny to me. Like, I thought the hook was so cheesy. Like it took away from the song. Like,
that was one of the songs I was like.
It sounded like young Big Sean was on that joint. It didn't sound like it was like.
Yeah, Big Sean.
And then it felt like the Baby was just forced in there. Like it just sounded a little rushed.
Yeah. Okay.
It sounded a little rushed.
Yeah, that makes sense because, you know, when you have Lil Wayne dropping albums like this that have been probably sitting in the stash for over 5 years, and then you're incorporating new artists like The Baby to come in, like, it doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel right, man.
That one song that he used as a snippet on Instagram, it's like the Rockstar sounding joint. Like, it's the what is it called?
Bro? Pull out the track list.
I can't think of the name of the joint. Harden was crazy, but
War Dogs is crazy too. Shout out to Russell Westbrook.
Dreams.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Dreams, bruh. Cause that's like my sound, like
like
bruh, Dreams was it for me, bruh. Like I played that joint twice. I didn't really like the first verse as much as the second verse. But I feel like I gotta give it more listens. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's I wasn't expecting it at all, you know, because it started off real like, you know, slow, melodic, and he just starts coming in with that rock sound. It's just like, oh shit, okay, we're going back to Prom Queen and shit now.
Bro, that was that's like my second favorite Wayne album. Bro.
Yeah, Rebirth.
Like, bro,
Rebirth is pretty good.
Yeah, like that shit was crazy. What song? She's on Fire was, bro.
Oh yeah, She's on Fire. Yeah.
I was like, bro, this
I like Knockout too with Nicki. I felt like that joke was tough.
That joke was rocking. That joke was rocking. I was fucking with that joke. I'm about to go home and listen to that.
Yeah, no bullshit. Like, I still think about Nicki's verse. Nicki killed that shit too.
That was she did, bro. Yeah, Prom Queen was tough too.
Do y'all think, and you might know this, Chad, because the concept of this album, Funeral, do you think that this is him? I know he said he's not done rapping ever, like he's not done releasing music, like he'll always still put music out, but do you think Funeral is like maybe the death to like the old Wayne and maybe this outdated music possibly?
That's a concept, right?
It's a possibility. I think that's the only that might make sense. You know what I mean?
It did sound super old. It sounded like mixtape Wayne.
Yeah.
It sounded like he was trying to force mixtape Wayne. That's kind of what it sounded like.
Mm-hmm. I definitely feel like this is a project that he did for himself, obviously more than what everybody else wanted. You know what I mean? So maybe this was his way of saying goodbye to that. You know what I mean? And then maybe 2 or 3 years from now, we might get some fresh bars, and I'm scared. Like I'm low key. If Lil Wayne decides to like start rapping again, start writing again, like I'm fearful with this man.
That's what we want.
Yeah, man. Or even if he dives into the culture a little bit more, maybe dip into that a little bit.
It would help, bro.
Nah, that is a little disrespectful though. Like you don't know what TDE is.
Well, but this is how he did it though. Like let's put this into context.
I didn't watch the interview yet, so
right. So when they was doing this, Noriega, he came up with this game. He did a rapid fire question segment. So he asked them like Nicki or Cardi, and he said, of course, Nicki. You know what I mean? He has to say that. Yeah. So when it came up to, he said quality control music or TDE.
Oh, he was like, huh?
And so he was like, well, I don't really know who TDE is. And then Noriega's like, oh, that's Kendrick and them. Lil Wayne was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. I don't know that because I genuinely just don't know. Not disrespectful at all. I love Kendrick. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know who they are. I like them. He said, I also, and then he was like, oh, so I guess quality control music is a group too? And then he's like, yeah, that's Migos. And then he's like, oh, I like them too. You know what I mean? It's just, he's just like, I'm not plugged in that way anymore. Like, it's just, he has so much in Wayne's world already. Yeah. He doesn't really dive into like knowing that kind of ins and outs. He knows who the Migos are. He knows who Kendrick is. Yeah. I mean, he has J-Rock on the album. He had right. You know what I mean? When it comes to like all that extra stuff, he's just not intrigued enough to know.
He's just here for the music type.
Right. Exactly. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, and it's not disrespectful. And to go back to the point where you talk about 21 Savage being a group, you know what I mean? When he found out that wasn't them, and he actually seen 21 Savage, it was all love. You know what I mean? Like when they actually talked about it, like, oh, we just really don't know.
You ain't gonna be for Wayne though, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not even saying like on some street shit. It's just like, nigga, that's Wayne.
Yeah, it's Wayne. Like he's one of the most respected people in the industry. Period. On a whole nother level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they said that. Nori said that because they said when Drake Champs, they not only released the names to his name to the public who they gonna have next, but they released it to the industry people.
Right.
And he was saying that when he told the industry people who was coming on, he said that's the most love he ever got. Like everybody was responding how Wayne influenced them.
Right.
And one of the people that he influenced was Jay-Z. They did some Jay-Z stories that I never heard before.
Never heard. Right.
So.
Damn, I gotta watch it.
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
It's so good, bro. You would love it, man.
Yeah, he was talking about Jay-Z. What was that mixtape he did? The Drought 3?
Drought 3, yeah.
And he did that song, that Jay-Z song, Show Me What You Got. Jay-Z said when he heard that song, he literally had to
reevaluate himself.
Reevaluate himself.
Because this is when Jay-Z, Jay-Z came out of retirement, right? He came up with Kingdom Come, and the first single was Show Me What You Got. And so Wayne, flipped the jump, doing mixtape Wayne shit, you know what I mean? And murdered that jump, you know what I mean? Just completely.
He really did. I can't forget that.
Yeah, and Jay-Z was just like, "Damn, you coming for me, man? Like
shit.
Like I really gotta."
Nature.
Yeah. And he, Lil Wayne just being a respectful person, also gave his big props to Jay-Z. He just said that Jay-Z is just a good man, period. Like he made sure when everything that Lil Wayne was going through with his label and everything like that, Jay-Z was just like, I want to make sure that you're good on a personal level. Fuck the rap shit. You do that in your sleep. But you got kids, you got people you're taking care of. How can I be of service to you? You know what I mean? And
I heard that too.
Yeah, and shout out to Jay-Z. Jay-Z's been really big brothering a lot of these people in the industry, man. Like for the people that he really respects and stuff like that, just a genuine person, man. So shout out Jay-Z.
Right. Shout out to Jigga, man.
Yeah, man. Sponsor the pod.
You just got love for the game, bro.
Like, bro, that shit crazy. Humblest old nigga.
Yeah. And I love to see what Jay and Diddy are doing. You know what I mean? The movement is so powerful, man. Like it's like low key behind closed doors. I see what they're doing, and it's about to be a problem for these people. Like,
how y'all feel about Diddy's son?
About Diddy's son?
Yeah. What happened?
I'm just saying, like his music.
His music.
I like it.
King Combs, right?
I like it.
Oh yeah, I can't say that. I haven't really listened.
I like the Summertime track he dropped like a year ago.
Okay, I heard that. Yeah.
That joint was rocking.
Yeah, I can't really speak much on it. I haven't really listened to him, but the songs he had put out, I thought they were pretty decent.
Yeah. I feel like when it comes to kid artists that coming like from their parents, I feel like they have to try extra hard.
Yeah, that's a tough
You know what I mean?
task.
It's really hard to do. I think about T.I.'s son, you know, it's coming out. Shoot, Diggy and JoJo from, you know, from Run Shop.
They act like copy paste wasn't it though.
I mean, no, Diggy had a good
copy paste.
Diggy had a good little run, man. Then he tried to beef with J. Cole. I don't know what his problem was.
How did I miss that? What the fuck?
Yeah, him and like Diggy and J. Cole had a little slight altercation.
What Buzz cut J. Cole?
Yeah. J. Cole without the hair, man. Yeah, bro.
Can't forget about Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith.
He actually did all right.
They were beefing?
Well, no, not beefing.
No,
He's talking about child stars coming like after their parents' success.
Jaden Smith. Jaden, bro.
Yeah, Jaden's dope, man.
I love Jaden.
Yeah, I think Jaden is probably one of the ones that really did it successfully, man.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of anybody else that really came after their parents.
Well, Solange, but not parents.
Well, not parents, but siblings.
You got Beyonce, the biggest star
on the planet. Yeah, that's another hard one too. Would you give it to Jaden Smith though to be like the?
I feel like this one
he's
better
the one
than
though.
Yeah, like he really solidified himself as not Will Smith's son anymore. Like he's Jaden Smith. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking real hard.
I'm thinking hard too. I'm thinking like, who else got a kid? I know these niggas got kids. Like I know they do. Like
got kids.
These niggas got kids. Where they and I know they rapping.
Like,
but yeah, man.
Might be the one.
Shout out Jaden Smith, man.
Man, that man's amazing.
Yeah. Who knew, bro? Like what's that joke? Sire.
Yeah, Sire.
I listened to Jaden for a while though, so I was on it. Even when he dropped this. It was this song. I just remember the video. He was moving, but he wasn't moving. Like the background was moving, and it looked like he was on one of them things, and he was sitting, and the camera was in front of him. And you know what I'm talking about? I was there since that song. Bro.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
That joke. Hey, when I was a kid, I was like what, like 12, 13, and that joke was rocking. I was fucking with it.
I gotta go back and look at that John.
I don't even know what the name. I don't even know what the name of the song was.
Yeah, I just know that. When I first heard Sire, man, and you heard the first Blue, like the, I love how he pieced that album together. It's really two albums in one, because you got BLUE, which is one album, Blue, and then after that you go into the other joint, and both of those projects just super fire.
The
Electric album he put out too.
And Jaden Smith, shout out Jaden Smith, because he also got me hip to Tycho. They're like electric music as well too, like super. I love Tycho's music, man. And Jaden Smith actually put me on to Tycho, so yeah, I listen to that shit all the time.
Shout out to Jay Smith, man.
Yeah, man.
That's my guy.
So we got some singles to talk about. We're only going to talk about. Let's just do 3 of them.
Okay. We got A$AP Ferg.
A$AP Ferg, Value.
It was cool. I don't know, man. I love A$AP Ferg.
I love Ferg too, bro. But he got to get his shit together.
Yeah,
let's be real.
I like it. I didn't hear it.
It was alright.
Some part, like
I don't know what it is, but he just I don't know.
I think he's having trouble finding the next one.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
I think you probably hit on the mark.
He has a really big record that's still big. When you hear that on live or in the club, Shaba. There's so. Here's another jump too.
Work.
Vibe with the mob.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, I mean, he has so many bangers like that, and I think he's trying to find another one of those, and he's just not getting there yet.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I mean, he still has time. You know what I mean? It's no real rush, but
it's so good though.
Yeah.
I used to argue.
So slept on, bro.
Yeah, I used to argue like he's like the best A$AP. But people argue me down like,
I mean, of course,
Rocky's the better than Ferg, but I don't know, Ferg is that nigga.
I feel like Rocky sonically is a little more better with his ear, but
definitely.
I feel like I don't know. It depends on what you like, cause
they make different styles of music.
Yeah, if you like Gutter Ferg, like what was it, Trap
Lord,
bro. That album was great.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, was it Trap God or Trap Lord? One of them.
No, it couldn't have been Trap God, cause what you call him? Gucci was beefing with him because.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, and it was a song on there. Hub Pope. I still cranked
that. Yeah, that's right. And he just remind me so much of like Busta Rhymes too.
Yeah,
bro. That shit.
Dang, I never thought about that comparison.
Yeah, like
I
really like that. Yeah.
I always thought that too. Yeah, he definitely reminds me of Busta, bro.
Shout out Ferg. Shout out the whole ASAP mob.
Yeah, shit crazy. They are going through a lot right now.
Yeah, they are, man. Yeah, I hope the best for them. Looking forward to Rocky's project coming out.
Me too.
I think Ferg is gonna drop another one too.
Yeah,
keep
for
giving
sure.
the singles like this. So, that's coming soon. All right, so next, Lil Nas X featuring Big Nas No X.
You played that song for me, and I was confused.
He
was like, "What? You trying to hear this little Nas and Nas?" I was like, "Wow."
Nas and Nas?
Yeah.
Nas
They
and
got
Nas.
a song?
Together,
Oh,
bro.
this is marketing.
Oh, 100%. And this is the thing.
Marketing.
I didn't expect somebody like Nas,
Yeah.
woke ass Nas, to be rapping with
One Love
Lil Nas
Nas.
X. You know what I mean?
One Love Nas, bro.
But I think it was dope though. I think Nas, you know, he's plugged in with the culture, what's going on. You know what I mean? He sees this kid using his name. You know what I mean? But being respectful at the same time. And I think they probably had a conversation, and it probably came from a genuine place. I don't see somebody like Nas just doing something just to do it. You know? What I mean?
He's not that type of person.
Yeah, he's not that kind of
Yeah,
person.
you have to meet up with him to probably do it.
Right. He's an OG, respected in the game. So, when they first debuted this song at the Grammys last week, and that's what really threw me off, because when Lil Nas X was performing, you know, he did a tribute to Kobe. He had the Kobe Bryant jersey out there. He brought out BTS, which is like a Korean pop group. He brought out somebody else, I don't know who that was. Billy Ray obviously was there, and then Nas came out. Damn,
that was probably a moment. I didn't see that shit.
It was a moment. It was a moment, bro, and everybody was shocked and stunned to see Nas and Lil Nas performing together. The song is called Rodeo. I think Lil Nas, he put the song out first, and then got Nas to do the remix, the feature, and they turned this into the actual single again. Kind of like what they did to Old Town Road. But Nas' verse was hard, you know.
It was super hard.
Yeah, Nas still got it,
when I first
bro.
heard it, I was like, he killed it.
Yeah, he killed that shit, bro.
They dropped the beat for him, everything. He just went in.
Yeah.
Damn.
He just went in, bro.
Nasty Nas in your area.
That's
Yes.
Nas, bro.
It causes mass hysteria.
Yes.
And this song, it has like Travis Scott vibes, you know what I mean? That like, yeah, that style, you know what I mean? And it was a good song. It was all around good record. I'm gonna just leave it at that. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. Surprisingly good, because I didn't expect Nas to come on a track like that.
I expect,
Like you
for
said, it
me,
was Travis Scott type vibe.
Mhm.
And for Nas to hop on there, I was like, man,
yeah,
that's how you know he's one of the GOATs, bro. Like,
yeah, yeah,
no denying it.
I love Nas, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nas too, man. The last project, and let me tell you, when I heard this song, bro, this song is called First and the Third. And when I first looked at it, I thought it said Mario featuring Little Baby and Future. I was like, this is about to be interesting. Like, to hear Mario is with Little Baby and Future. I gotta listen to this.
Yeah, that joint would have been rocking.
Right, I was like, this joint about to slap.
Like Crony Future.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I was like, I don't even know what this is going to sound like. But then, you know, my eyes, apologize, guys, my eyes must be fucked up. I gotta get them checked. They said Marlo.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, that makes more sense.
Couple more blinks.
Yeah, you know.
L.
Okay. But then I listened to it, bro, and then I listened to it in the car. I played it for you too, and bro,
Yeah, that joint was knocking.
my soul damn near left this body. Like that joint fucking snaps, bro. That is a banger. Like, shout out to Future. Future's in his bag right now.
Super bag.
Yeah, bro. Like,
I don't think he can ever get out. I think that nigga.
yeah, he might be just locked in, bro. Yeah, he's
locked
just,
in his bag.
yeah, he's just locked in. Like, people like him, Thug, like, they just do shit. It's just
I
effortless.
love Thug, bro.
Shout out Thug,
Like,
man. Slime shit.
But that man just creates sounds, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love that shit. Like, you could just go in the studio and just emit sound,
Yeah.
and niggas just
That's why I love Thug, bro.
and niggas just like geek
Yeah.
over like a tiny ass ad lib.
Yeah, bro.
I'm one of them niggas.
Yeah.
I be geeking.
Yeah,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
And yeah, Thug man, his sound is just so different, bro. But
Yeah,
like,
bro.
but so effortless too. Like,
So
he's just,
fucking effortless.
Yeah.
shout out Thugger, man. His project was dope, obviously. But yeah, this song right here, Marlo featuring Lil Baby, Future, First and the Third. If you guys have not heard that yet, that is Top Hill certified. That is a banger. You're gonna play that on the way to the function. Period.
Yes, sir.
So, which one you fuck with more, Chad? Out of these three?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with the last one, Marlo, Lil Baby.
Future.
Yeah.
Yeah. You won't be disappointed at all when you listen to that.
I'm a little out of touch too. I just kind of listen to the music I listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all good, man. You locking your you creating right now. You know what I mean? So you're in a creative space, and that's completely understandable. So
Yeah, definitely.
top shit.
Top.
Shit.
Top shit.
What's going on in the streets?
Well, nothing going on in the streets, but
Shiesty.
well, low key. Do you see the ball at the Super Bowl in Miami? Like it was like 40 women out there wrecking in the street. Like in Miami, y'all didn't see
You
that?
know what I
shit?
just found out?
What?
That's an old clip from Memorial Day weekend from last year.
Are you sure?
That's what I heard.
It sound like a
They try to
background
switch it up.
Right.
Yeah.
But okay, back to the positivity. Happy Black History Month. It was Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl 54. The Kansas City Chiefs from Missouri knocked off.
No shade.
No shade.
No
Knocked
shade.
off the who did he play again? I forgot already.
Diners, nigga.
Oh yeah, the San Francisco 49.
Yeah, the Niners, bro.
I knew it was going to be a good Super Bowl because you got a high-power offense going against a high-power defense, and it was just basically who's going to be the best.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I mean?
I really thought the 49ers would take that.
Well, they were up by 10. You know what I mean?
was.
In the third quarter, at the end of the third quarter, if I'm not
That's
mistaken.
Mahomes threw and 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and that
Before the fourth quarter, yeah.
and that is unheard of. You know what I mean? Because that guy right there for him,
balling.
he was balling this whole season, breaking
that, bro.
records.
He reminded me of Brett Favre so much.
Yeah, man, that kid got an arm, bro.
Super arm.
Yeah, that arm is crazy, bro. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes for being the third black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Shout out to him.
Yeah, but the real shout out should go to Andy Reid because I'm an Eagles fan.
And he left y'all ass and got a ring.
Hey.
Shout out Andy Reid. Yeah.
We got a ring too, but yeah, respect because y'all you deserve it, man. You did us justice when you was with us. So. And he shouted out the Eagles when he got this Super Bowl.
I turned it off by then. But shout out Andy Reid, man. Andy Reid's definitely a great head coach. Definitely well deserving of the Super Bowl ring. And I like the Chiefs, man. I like the Chiefs all year, man. I honestly wanted Baltimore to win this year.
Man, bruh, I'm a Baltimore fan. Look,
Okay.
my phone is purple. It's games,
Bruh.
Lakers fan and a Baltimore fan, bro.
That's lit.
Game,
That's lit,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? I wasn't as hurt as I could have been. I was upset, but it's like I kind of knew that was gonna happen in one of the games. I just thought the boil over was gonna happen in the Kansas City game.
That's what I thought,
You know what I'm
too.
saying?
I thought they was going to
Yeah.
blow by the first round
Mhm.
and then at least get to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah,
you know, and
that's
play-
why, bruh.
I was like,
Couldn't
choke
wait.
there, but don't choke against
Come
the
on.
Tennessee
Nah,
Titans.
but fucking Mark Henry, what's his name?
I don't remember.
Nigga run like
The
Mark
Titans-
Henry.
yeah.
The Titans is like that.
That nigga run like Mark Henry, bro.
The Titans should have went to the Super Bowl. I felt like.
Nah, they
It
didn't
was
have any
like
weapons besides Henry, bro.
Yeah.
It was-
Their defense was
had no
pretty good,
weapons.
but yeah,
They
I mean,
defense was good, though.
I normally do go for the underdog. You know what I mean? It would have been cool to see Tennessee in there. You know what I mean? But I really wanted Baltimore to win. Like I thought that would have been.
crazy. They said the whole city was purple.
It was, bro. I was in the city like right before the playoff game.
Goodness.
Yeah, me and my girl, we went out to a restaurant out there, and literally all the lights were purple. Everything was purple out there.
Oh,
It
my
was beautiful,
gosh.
man. It was beautiful, bro.
That's my favorite color.
Yeah, man. Royalty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out MANSA MUSA. What's up, King?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm actually a Molly tribe descendant too.
Oh, really? That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we gotta talk more after the pod.
Yeah, definitely.
What did you guys think about the halftime performance? Jennifer Lopez.
Amazing.
I didn't really watch. I caught it when they did the little twerk jump.
Oh, okay. That
was amazing.
Yeah.
Memorable.
I heard all I heard was Spanish. I was at work too, so.
Shout out to the Latin people, man. They should definitely be proud of how Shakira and J-Lo represented them, because I thought it was phenomenal from when it started with Shakira, and she always puts on a great show. She's pretty much the Beyonce.
No,
listen.
Careful.
Listen though. If you go to other countries, they worship Shakira just like they do here at Beyonce. That's what I mean. Like, that's their Beyonce. So for her to be up on stage representing the Latina community, it's beautiful. And she did a phenomenal job with the choreography, her singing, her presence. Like, it was just phenomenal. Then they had J-Lo come in. And J-Lo did her thing by herself.
Look good,
yeah, she looked good. She's in her 50s. I'm like, God, how you look that good at 50?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
She did her thing, and then they brought Shakira back out
on the drums, right?
Yeah. To go with J-Lo, and they performed together. It was just incredible, bro. I enjoyed it. I watched the Super Bowl with my father and my little brother, and we was like this, glued to the TV, bro. Like, my little brother don't know who J-Lo Shakira is, and after that, he was like, who's that? I mean, he was looking him up now. Hey, he go back and do it. He was in love. I seen it. I was like, my little brother.
I thought it was really good. I thought it was a decent performance. I actually liked J-Lo's half way better than Shakira's. I felt like Shakira was a little flat.
What? I heard the opposite.
And then on top of this too, she was lip syncing. And Lady Gaga,
I didn't know that.
Lady Gaga the day before, Lady Gaga performed somewhere through the biggest shade out there. Lady Gaga said that I better not hear no lip syncing tomorrow, blah blah blah, and continue with her performance, throwing shade at Shakira and J-Lo for like if they lip sync.
I'm sorry, but I gotta defend her on this. When you're dancing so much on stage, like, that's very hard to sing and dance like that. The way she was moving her body, bro, and this sing.
Yeah, to be able to control your breath.
Like, so I could give her a pass on that, bro. Like, don't give her a fucked up, bro. She could sing.
But at the same time, J-Lo was on that pose, dancing and doing all that stuff, and she was not lip syncing.
But she wasn't doing. Singing. I feel like she wasn't doing as much as Shakira, bro.
She was on the pole, twirling, twerking, all that shit, and singing, bro. And she 50. Bro.
She just did that movie, though.
And she did the movie Hustlers, too.
Bro, I watched that joint.
I haven't seen it. Is it good?
My girl, she convinced me to go.
Okay.
I fucked with that.
Yeah, I still want to see it.
Cardi B got a tiny role, so it's not.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but.
Okay.
She got a little tiny ass role.
Yeah, I did hear that that J-Lo reached out to Cardi B, to get some influence and some help because J-Lo didn't know about that whole stripper scene and obviously Cardi does. So
I fuck with that movie. That was tough.
I'm gonna check it out, man. I'm gonna check it out.
Watch that.
Cardi B. Jesus, man. Yeah, shout out J-Lo. Shout out to all the black don't crack women out there. You know what I mean? Shout out Auntie Angela Bassett. Hey, Auntie.
I gotta talk about the opening performance too.
Oh yeah. Yolanda Adams. She did the was it Amazing Grace?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, to me, I don't care what nobody says. Yolanda Adams is top 3 vocal wise. Like, her vocals are just crazy. I put her up there with Whitney Houston and Jennifer Hudson. I really do put her up there.
Whitney is
Whitney kind of crazy.
Whitney's number one.
Okay.
Yeah, Whitney number one. But I'm just saying she's kind of close.
Okay.
Yolanda with the shoes off hit different though.
Thanks. Yeah, man. I think, but all in all, the Super Bowl performance, it was a decent Super Bowl. I like the fact that, because I did my research behind the scenes and stuff like that. The Super Bowl was the NFL was having issues obviously with how black people were being portrayed in the industry and football, the whole Colin Kaepernick situation and everything like that. They then reached out to Jay-Z. They first asked Jay-Z to perform in the Super Bowl. He told them no. then they collaborated.
So
It would have been.
I heard Rihanna was supposed to perform too.
Yeah, she denied it.
Yeah, she denied it too. Cardi B denied it. There's a lot of people that denied it. It was good. But what the NFL decided to do, and this is what happens when you get enough powerful black people to stay on one side and agree on some shit. You know what I mean? Then you can make a power move. Roger Goodell had a meeting with Jay-Z, and now they're collaborative partners now when it comes to what's going on. So Jay-Z, they had that meeting. It was a really great meeting, Rock Nation with the NFL, and they had a press conference. And Jay-Z was like, "You know what Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for? Okay, you know what Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for? Okay, cool. All right, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? This is not about Colin Kaepernick getting his job back. This is about police brutality and the criminal justice system. How are we going to fix this?" And if you guys notice, those Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah, I've noticed that commercial.
Yeah, highlighting criminal justice reform and the NFL sponsoring that.
Yeah, that was
big.
Wow,
I was shocked at the end of seeing the NFL sponsorship.
They were showing people that were actually killed from police brutality.
Yeah, it was somebody from the NFL.
Wow.
Yeah, somebody from the NFL.
So
damn, that's big.
That's huge, bro. And then the whole thing with the performances, right? So Roger Goodell and the NFL teamed up with Jay-Z and Rock Nation, and Rock Nation has a huge impact and influence on who's going to perform at the Super Bowl, who's being played in what stadiums and stuff like that. It makes sense. You're in Miami. It makes sense to have a Jennifer Lopez and a Shakira perform in Miami. Right. You know what I mean? That makes sense. So they're going to be more heavily involved in the future when it comes to who's going to be performing and how they select people. Where, this shit can get fixed. You know what I mean? What's football without black people? Let's be real. What's the NFL without black people?
What's media and entertainment without
pretty much.
What's America without black people? Come on now.
A lot of things.
So shout out again to the big brother Jay-Z.
Yeah, man, Jigga, man, he going crazy.
Silent killer, doing it behind closed doors, but making a huge impact on our culture and taking care of business. You know what I mean?
No recognition.
Right. Exactly. He doesn't want his. He's done so many things, and he gets upset when people leak the information out sometimes. And then also shout out to P. Diddy as well too. Sean Combs, Love, whatever you want to call him. The whole Revolt Summit, and them also pushing the initiative as well too. I love what he said when he received the Icon Award from the Grammys. And in his acceptance speech, he checked the Grammys at the Grammys. It was like, listen, we've been snubbed so many times. He named all the albums that should have won Album of the Year, like Illmatic or Beyonce's Lemonade or Big Ear Tupac's album.
Lemonade.
Lemonade was, come on now. Like, the fact that, that's when I think, who won that year? Adele or somebody, with 21, I think. And Adele was like, this does not belong to me, this belongs to Beyonce.
And they say that shit every year. Why the fuck do they keep saying this shit every
year?
And
you know what they do the next year? They play Rebound, right? So, like this year, right, Nipsey Hussle won 2 Grammys for Racks in the Middle and for the Higher song with DJ Khaled, right? But you snubbed them last year for Victory Lap and all the real music that we love from Nipsey. Racks in the Middle was cool, but we love Nipsey for Victory Lap, for Crenshaw, and you know what I mean? So, but he wasn't recognized for that. You know what I mean? Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
he was snubbed from Mad City. Bruh, how the fuck does Macklemore win Rap Album of the Year over Good Kid, Mad City? How the fuck do you nominate Kendrick Lamar for 7 Grammys and don't give him 1?
But this nigga had Thrift Shop.
Bruh, come on now. Come on now. So what the Grammys, when Kendrick came out with the album, they nominated him for 7, gave him 0. Kendrick came back with To Pimp a Butterfly. They nominated him for 11 Grammys. He tied Michael Jackson for the most nominations at one time, and he won a bunch of Grammys that year. But but it's the same thing. Them playing catch up. Good Kid, Mad City still deserved it. You know what I mean?
Definitely deserved it.
So basically, what P. Diddy was saying at that when he was accepting his award was, y'all got 365 days to get your shit together, because think about it. The culture. If Diddy, Beyonce, Jay-Z, 21 Savage, Kevin Hart, all these people that you see in this Grammy bunch and all these people that are heavily influenced in the culture, if they say we're not performing, we're not coming, we're not doing shit, who gonna watch the Grammys? Because honestly, and I watched this year's Grammys. It was an amazing performance all the way from start to finish. I really enjoyed the Grammys, except for the last 15 minutes. because they gave Best New Artist, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Album of the Year to Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish is an amazing artist and definitely deserves a Grammy. Very talented, but she did not deserve all 4.
Bro, Bad is not bigger than Old Town Road.
Come on, exactly. Yeah. Like, let's be real. Like, I may not be the biggest Lil Nas X fan, but you cannot say that Old Town Road was
no
not.
record bigger than Old Town.
There was nothing. That man broke records, bro. Yeah. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's not supposed to happen. You know what I mean? That's not supposed to happen. So.
And the baby ain't get nominated for nothing.
Well, this is the thing. So the Grammy timeline stopped in August. So his last album, Kirk, will be nominated for the next go around. But the first album that he dropped, Baby on Baby. So Suge was nominated for, I think, rap performance, but he lost to Nipsey Hussle for Raps in the Middle. So
see, the baby should have won.
But the baby should have won that, right? Just like how Nipsey should have won last year. So they're messing things up because they're playing catch up because they're fucking up too much.
They snubbing shit.
Exactly. Bitch. So 365 days, get your shit together.
Right.
And we're gonna take our shit elsewhere. So
that's facts.
I'm not even impressed. A Grammy would be lovely. A Grammy nomination would be something I might strive to achieve.
Of course. Okay. Right.
But having a Grammy in my hand, I'm not geeking. I'm not gonna lie. I might change my opinion on it, but it's just like it's kind of like no hope, bro. I don't really see no change happening unless we stand up for it. And the proof is in the pudding, bro.
Yeah. We're gonna see what happens. They might push us to the edge where, cause look, we got so many dope award shows. You got the BET Awards, the Hip Hop Awards, the NAACP Awards, Image Awards, Soul Train Awards, and they all be lit too. You know what I mean? When we start supporting our own stuff more, you know what I mean? It's gonna be dope. So we just need to put the value back in our own community. That's
definitely.
We got anything else, man?
No, I think that's it, bro. I think we tackled pretty much everything. Oh, we should mention this. What you think about Meg Thee Stallion and G-Eazy? I got him laid out there.
Yo, no bullshit. I thought that was her gay best friend or something like that. Like, that was hooking up on her. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then somebody tagged G-Eazy.
To be honest, bro. Alright, to really keep it a bean, bro. And I say the same shit if he was standing right here, bro. I think he got played a little bit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, to show, let's start here. His image is a smooth ass white boy. I'm a pimp from the Bay. Right? That's his image, right? And it just looked like he was getting pimped out, bro. Yeah. Like, she caught him in a weak moment. Like, my man was just kissing her on the face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He looked like he was trying to touch her ass.
And then when she panned the camera around, you just seen it was just nothing showing of him. It was just a stick body and just being leg locked, and then him trying to grab all that ass, and his hands look so small.
Right.
And it was just like, damn, bro, you just got caught in a bad moment, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like that's a loss for G-Eazy right there.
But
actually, I mean, in the moment, that's probably a W, but then afterwards,
a lot of people say it's a loss for Meg Thee Stallion because who is she dealing with?
Bro, she can give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, Meg is in her bag right now. Meg is just having a good time, like shout out Meg Thee Stallion, bro. Like I don't think she's taking no L yet. You know what I mean? I want to hear a Meg Thee Stallion album, and then I will really know what's up with her. You know,
definitely. Consistency is my biggest thing. Like, you can have a year, but what's the second year? Like,
exactly.
What's the sophomore album sound like?
Yeah, I'm interested in hearing the Baby's second, because
we heard the Baby's second album. It's called Kirk.
Yeah, that's the second album?
That's the second. Yeah, the first album was called Baby on Baby.
Oh, I thought that was just a mixtape.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of seemed like a mixtape because I don't know. You can kind of say both because his breaking song was really on Kirk.
Well, no, Sugar's his breaking song, and Sugar.
That was on Baby on Baby.
That was on Baby on Baby.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's how long that song was taken over for. Like it took over because he dropped that jump early 2019. Yeah. You know what I mean? That shit lasted the whole year up until Kirk came out.
When I downloaded the Baby, that was considered a mixtape. They must have changed it to make it an album.
They could have.
Just how with Chance with Color, but that was a mixtape, but they made it an album. So
I still want to hear a Good Friday.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, I still want to hear Good Friday. The Chance and Ye album.
Yeah.
That'd be so good.
I hope
that ain't gonna happen though.
Why not? I mean, Chance is, they kind of in the same bag. It's just that Chance is like trying to modernize, accepting religious beliefs.
It seems like Kanye just doing straight gospel now.
But it's still soulful though.
Yeah.
And that's Chance sound too.
And let's be real, bro. Kanye changes up every year. He might change what he feels like next year. You know what I mean? Who knows what Kanye's gonna do?
Still love Ye, man.
Yeah, love Ye.
Oh, yeah.
Love Ye.
We're gonna have to wrap up right now, man. Shout out to Quality Touch Studios for sponsoring the pod. Shout out William Bowser. Shout out Antonio Wayside. Carmen the Stallion. Shout out. Shout out to Mr. LowkyLonely for gracing Top Hill.
Yes, sir. It was a pleasure for you to be here, bro.
Yeah, man. We really do appreciate you.
I really appreciate y'all, man. I'm honored to be a part of this.
LowkyLonely is going to premiere a track for us. So make sure you guys tune in to the podcast you are tuning into the podcast. You're listening to us right now. So, yeah, check out his new single. And I'll let you go ahead and bring it in, man.
All right, the new single is I Don't Mind featuring my man Austin Toes, man.
Hey.
I love you, bro.
Shout out Austin Toes, man.
So definitely, let me know how y'all feel about it.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for Top Hill episode 19. LowkyLonely, thank you so much again. You're definitely welcome to come back. Anytime, man. Just hit us up.
Yes, sir.
All right. And that's going to do it, man.
Yes, sir. Why don't you get the people here where they can find you out on social media?
Oh, definitely. On Instagram. I'm really just big on Instagram. I'm not really a Twitter guy. I'm like y'all in my head for real.
Yeah.
LowkyLonely, LOWKYLONELY. So, yes, sir.
All right. Check that out, man. That's it for Top Hill.
Top.
Top.